Ouija board, David. Ouija boards. I don't buy one at the store, so I don't even go to the store much. Can't get out because of the COVID. Uh, it doesn't matter. How about online Ouija board? Online, Jared. I think we have an online Ouija board. So, do you know how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are probably online playing the Ouija board? Spiritualism. All right. My guest tonight, Sunshine, are you there? Are you with us?
I'm here.
All right. So, Sunshine, you 9 years old. You're a young girl. You've got a Ouija board. I guess your mother's with you. You're playing the Ouija board. Why are you playing the Ouija board, and what happened at 9 years old?
Well, it was after I was 10. My dad died when I was 2 weeks before I turned 10. And then my mother started checking out a lot of different things, white magic and all kinds of different things that she thought was okay. And she brought in, I'm not sure if she brought in the Ouija board or my sister Anita brought it in. One of them brought it in. And they just thought it was I think Renita thought it was a game, but I think my mom thought it was a way that she could contact my dad, because I was just shattered when my dad died. I locked myself in a closet with my brother for a few hours, and my life changed in those few hours.
Can you remember back at 10 years old, one of the questions you asked your dad and what happened when you laid your hand on that heart-shaped board? Can you tell us, do you remember anything about that?
I can remember a lot about it. I can't remember the specific question, but I can remember asking the question, because it said it was my dad. So I asked it a question. I don't remember the question right now. But I put my hand, my palm was on one side of it, and my mother's palm was on the other. Okay. And when I asked the question, it moved to, I think it spelled out the word yes, Y-E-S. I don't, because on the Ouija board, in the left corner, there's a yes, and in the right corner, there's a no, but there's also all the letters. The first time I remembered, it spelled out the Y-E-S. And that was the answer that I was looking for. So I believed it was my dad.
Okay, so was your mother, was she condoning this, with the Ouija board?
You need to understand
she was saying it's okay?
You need to understand something about my mother. She was more naive than her daughter, me. My mother believed anything. And so, yes, she was condoning it because she believed it was okay.
Okay, all right. When you were on the Ouija board and you asked a question, was it you moving your hand, or was there some other force moving your hand?
Because no, it was I can still remember that feeling, and it was not me. It was some other force moving my hand, and I am not kidding.
Yeah, and so you felt, when you played this board, you felt that dark spirit on you, even as a little girl. I mean, you could feel that wasn't you, that was somebody else, right?
I thought it was my dad.
Wow. You thought it, while you're playing the Ouija board, you're thinking, you're talking to your dad, you're thinking your dad's answering you by pushing your hand a certain direction.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
That's the lie from the devil.
Gotcha. Okay. How many people, Sunshine, I mean, do you think it's more prevalent than we believe it is, of kids playing this, of adults playing it, that people are trying to seek information from the dead? Do you think it's more than what we think it is?
Absolutely. And that's exactly what I think. Yes.
So, okay, so let's talk about your sister had to dance on the board. You said that you got burnt out with this board. It didn't work anymore until she danced on the board.
And I mean, literally, they would, my sister or my mom would ask questions like, "Are you going to work today?" And it would spell out Renita. It would spell out my sister's name. Okay. And then my mom would say, "Did you want to talk to Renita?" And then it would spell out dance.
Okay.
And then Renita would dance on the board, and then it would work. That's a mess, man.
And then it would what? After she
Then
danced?
it would work. After that, it would work, because after a while it stopped working, and then
Okay.
once in a while she'd pull it out, and then that's what happened. And I remember that happening, and that was weird.
Okay. Do you believe that because you and I haven't talked about this, do you believe Ouija boards create portals? They create generational curses. In other words, people that have played it generations before us, or maybe
Well, I believe that the Ouija board is a conduit that opens a portal,
Okay. All right.
because only God creates, but the devil can move a whole lot of stuff and open doors like that. And the Ouija board is the conduit with which he uses to do that. That's just one of them.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. I meant
Yes.
it's a conduit. Okay. So do you believe a lot of people today, because I talked about this being the show, a lot of people are suffering, Christians, brothers and sisters, needlessly, because they just don't know that they've been involved in a generational curse of people that have played Ouija boards, or maybe there's someone near them that's played it, or maybe they've played it. In other words, this has a direct result on our health, on our finances, on the way we think.
Yes, I do think that. I mean, you can it can, a Ouija board can tell you all kinds of stuff, and people that are sucked into it believing that it's from God. A lot of people believe it's from God.
Yeah.
And so they're thinking, well, the Ouija board, which means God told me, because the devil works on the naivety of people, of good-hearted people.
Yeah, yeah. Tonight we're going to close some portals down. We're going to be praying, because I believe, Sunshine, there's a lot of people listening to you tonight and hear what God has to say that goes, you know what, I need to close some portals down. Because I'm believing that even if we haven't directly touched a Ouija board, that if we bought it for somebody, that if we've allowed it, that it's happened around us, our kids are in contact, I think somehow it's affected us. Sunshine, what's automatic writings?
Automatic writing is when allegedly you go into a trance, and you can be like possessed from a spirit will grab your hand and have you write out different words. Some people write in different languages. Some people write in the language, that their normal spoken language. You know what I'm saying? And when when you write another language, that it's definitely not you. You know what I'm saying? So that's it's another form of trying to contact a dead person, basically.
And this is done mostly a lot through the Ouija board, right? These automatic writings.
That's one of the ways you can do it. I mean, you can do it other ways too. You can just, like my mom used to just sit down without the Ouija board
and just do automatic, like she's been taken over, possessed.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Like she was taken over, and she would write stuff that she would never normally write. So
wow.
And we would think it was coming from my dad.
If you're like me and you're tired of organized religion, the same kind of preacher preaching feel-good sermons, I'm a mom raising 2 kids, and I want them to hear the truth. I'm a gatherer right here on David Heavener Live, every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, where we learn what it means to be a real Christian, to cast our demons, heal the sick, and fight the good fight. I'm not famous, and I'm certainly not rich, but I am a child of the living God, and I stand on truth. I hope you'll join me and many others right here on David Heavener Live, where we learn to use our God-given power. I've come to chew gum and kick the devil's rear end, and I'm all out of gum.